Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to our chemistry class. Today we are going to discuss about the nomenclature for heterocyclic compounds. Especially in this session I will discuss about the Hans-Widman nomenclature. Okay friends, let us start. German chemists, namely Arthur Hans and Oscar Widman, proposed similar systematic naming of heterocyclic compounds in the years 1887 and 1888 respectively. So these are the two scientists who proposed naming for the heterocyclic compounds. Okay, see, for 3 to 10 membered rings, means they are named, means the rings which are having 3 to 10, means it may be a carbon atoms or other heteroatoms. So 3 to 10 membered rings are named by combining the prefix and suffix, of course, but before entering into the suffix, first we should know about the prefix. Okay, prefix denotes the type and position of the heteroatom present in the ring. So within the ring, means now we are discussing about the heterocyclic compounds, no? So how to give naming for the heterocyclic compounds, no? So here the prefix denotes the type and position of heteroatoms present in the ring. Okay, next suffix. Okay, suffix determines ring size and degree of unsaturation. Okay, and also suffix also helps us to distinguish between, means see, in some heterocycles nitrogen atom may be present, in some other compounds nitrogen may not be present. So this suffix helps us to distinguish between nitrogen containing heterocycles and heterocycles that do not contain nitrogen. Okay, see, IUPAC name is equal to locants plus prefix plus suffix. Okay, first see, first of all friends, means here we have some rules for fully saturated and fully unsaturated heterocycles. Okay, before going to discuss this, I want to tell some of the prefixes for the heteroatoms friends. Okay friends, just try to remember the prefixes for these heteroatoms friends, because these are important, and of course we have to remember these prefixes, and of course it is pretty easy for us to remember these. Okay, you know, these are the heteroatoms. Okay, for these heteroatoms we had to remember these prefixes. Okay, for oxygen the prefix is oxa. Okay, for nitrogen it is aza. Okay, aza. For sulfur it is thaya. Okay, thaya. For selenium, selena, selena. Okay, for tellurium, tellura, tellura. Okay, for phosphorus, phospa. For arsenic, arsa. For silicon, sila. For germanium, germa. And for boron it is bora. Okay, these are the prefixes friends. Okay, try to remember these. Yeah, now let's enter into the rules for fully saturated and fully unsaturated heterocycles. Okay, first rule. Okay, this is the first rule friends. Okay, identify the heteroatom present in the ring and choose prefix. Okay, first means our first rule is that first of all we had to identify the heteroatom present in the ring. Okay, these are the heteroatoms, no? So first of all we had to identify the heteroatom present in the ring, and we should give prefix to that particular heteroatom. Okay, this is our first rule. Okay, next, second, position of single heteroatom controls the numbering in a monocyclic compound. The heteroatom is always assigned position 1, and if substituents present, then count around the ring as lowest possible numbers. Okay friends, I hope you have idea about this, because in our normal we already learned, I think you have idea about the common IUPAC name for the normal alkanes like that. You have idea, I think. See, in those, see, first, here the first step is we should give first priority to the heteroatom present in the ring. Okay, of course, see, here means in this heteroatom is the nitrogen. Of course here substituent may be present, but here we should give first priority to the heteroatom present in the ring. So here we have given the first priority to the nitrogen, and see, here it is the methyl group. Okay, see, this is the substituent. See, we know that we should give numbering to the substituent such that it should get the lowest possible number. Okay, so that the numbering should be like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next see. When two or more similar heteroatoms are present, use multiplicative prefixes like the di, tri, tetra. Okay, means see, if you observe this example, then you will come to know about this. Okay, see, here nitrogen is present, here also nitrogen is present. That means in this two heteroatoms of same type are present, so that we had to use the prefixes like the, means if two heteroatoms are present, then we had to use di. If three heteroatoms of same type are present, then we should use tri, like that. Okay, see, yeah, means according to our first step, we had to identify the heteroatom. So here the nitrogen is the heteroatom. Okay, for the nitrogen, what is the prefix, friends? Aza. Okay, aza. First I told you na, so aza. As here two nitrogens are present, okay, we should, means we should write like this, 1 3 diaza. Okay, one more thing, friends, you may get doubt that here nitrogen atom is there, here also nitrogen atom is there na. So for which atom we have to give the first priority, like that you may get doubt. So here there is an answer for this, friends. That is nothing, friends, just see, here we have the, means here this nitrogen is, sorry, saturated. Okay, this nitrogen is saturated and this is unsaturated. Okay, numbering preferably commenced at the saturated atom. So this is the saturated atom, no? So here this nitrogen atom gets the first priority. Okay, next second, next third. So this is the 1 3 diaza. Okay, next, yeah, see, fourth guideline, means fourth rule, friends. Okay, if more than one type of heteroatom present, then use more than one prefix. We know that, means if one, means nothing, friends, here number of heteroatoms, means if more than one heteroatom is present, then we should use more than one prefix. For an example, if two heteroatoms are present in our ring, means there we had to use two prefixes, like that. Okay, see, when, okay, friends, see, this point is really a very important, friends. Okay, when combining the prefixes, two vowels may end up